Hey guys, so today you're going to be working on the Protist essay, and so I wanted just to make a very short video. Hopefully it'll be pretty short, and just kind of talk about what you're going to be doing for this essay. It's a little bit different than some of the ones we've done before. So you've done the notes and you've done the pictures. Tomorrow we're going to do the fungi notes and the fungi pictures, and you should have today to work on this essay. And then you should also be having a couple of work days to work on the lab. And of course, you could always work on this essay as well. So today is Tuesday, and this is going to be due in a week when you take the test next Tuesday. I'm actually going to be there the day that you take the test, and so just be sure you have it complete and ready to turn in at the beginning of class the day of the test, okay? So honestly, I didn't have a whole lot to go off of on this essay. So here's what the essay officially says. It says, describe the life cycles of two different important pathogens. Remember that a pathogen is just a disease-causing agent. So we're going to be taking a look at Plasmodium and dinoflagellates and how they affect humans. And so what I did was I created this document. I really wasn't sure how to go about doing it in the best way. This is not going to be hard, but it is going to be a lot of writing. Okay, so just kind of be prepared for that. You can go ahead and get your grumbling out of the way now. But once again, not hard. You just have to take the time to do it. So the first thing I want you to pay attention to is I've kind of given you a picture of the life cycle, just to kind of give you one way to see it. But down here, the first thing you have to do, notice it says research, so we have more research to do. So we're looking for the specific symptoms and effects of the malarial parasite. So that is going to be Plasmodium. And so when you are Googling this, I just want you to know that there's a wide range of effects. There are definitely some very mild symptoms, and it could also be very, very severe. Malaria can be deadly, but it kind of starts off maybe flu-like. And so when we're talking about these mild and severe, short-term and long-term, the main thing is you shouldn't just have a couple of things written here. When you're researching, you should have a variety. You could kind of join up mild and short term together if you want, and severe and long term together. I just kind of worded it that way just to kind of show you that there's a variety of effects. So if you just put a couple of words here, you're not going to get all of your points, okay? Then the next part is about the life cycle, because part of the essay says describe the life cycle. And so I've given you a link. I'm going to take you to this link and show you what you need to do. You should have access to this document or the link on Google Classroom, so you should be able to click right on it. And it takes you to this site right here. Okay, so this opening paragraph that you see here, there's a couple of blanks that I had you fill in. And then you have the steps of the malaria infection. All right, so notice there is 1 through 10. I do not want you to abbreviate, okay? And the reason why is because if you have the ability to abbreviate, some of you guys will abbreviate to the point that it doesn't make any sense, okay? So just to kind of keep it very clear, I want you to write all of it, okay? And so you have a large space. If you need to get out an extra piece of paper or something, you can, but I would just say write in a reasonable size. But this is what you're writing for the steps of the malaria infection. So you have a couple of blanks to fill out, and then you just have to copy it, okay? So when we go back to our document, so here's where you're going to list out those 10 steps. Okay, notice it says in their entirety. Okay, do not try to shorten it, just copy it. Okay, so not hard, just a lot of writing. So that's our first pathogen is Plasmodium, which causes malaria. Our second pathogen that is a protist are your dinoflagellates. And dinoflagellates are known for causing something called a red tide, which is an algal bloom, and exposure to those things can actually lead to disease. Now, once again, I want you to research, okay, and look for the symptoms and effects. Now, here's what I'm looking for on this one. There are multiple diseases, okay, so don't just pick out one and list a couple symptoms and effects. What I would do is maybe list a few of the diseases and then their symptoms and effects, okay? So just know that there's more than one disease here. So try not to be too skimpy. You can see the space that you have. Don't try to go minimal here, okay? So focus on several diseases that could be caused by dinoflagellates. And then once again, we have another website. So when we click on it, the dinoflagellate site looks like this. Okay, now in order to do this one, once again, you're listing the steps of the infection. You're going to start at 1. It tells you what happens. You move to 2. It tells you what happens. You move to 3. Now, I know it looks like a whole lot here, but keep in mind this is a very small space and a relatively large font. It's not quite as much as it seems, and some of these aren't quite as long as others. So your dinoflagellate life cycle is a little bit shorter than the malaria life cycle. So that's all you have to do for your essay. You just have to research and copy down the steps of their life cycle. Please note that this is on the very back. Okay, sometimes I've had students completely miss this last page. So for each pathogen, you research the effects and then you fill out the steps of the life cycle. So this is what you're doing in class today. Just if you use your time wisely, you should be able to get pretty far. Then tomorrow we're going to cover fungi. Thursday, you're going to have a day to work on the lab, I believe, if I'm not completely mistaken. And you could also use any of those work days to kind of focus on your essay as well. Just don't forget, this is going to be due next Tuesday on the day that you take your test. I hope you guys have a great day, and if I don't see you this week, I will definitely see you next week. Have a great one.